This is Alex Koloskov, founder of Footage.com, and this is second part, more advanced part of this mini tutorial about light brush technique in product photography, how you can utilize light brush technique in product photography. This is Broncolor Light Brush, right? You've seen the first part and you understand that there is a little flash tube which fires very high frequency strobe impulses, basically, maybe like 500 per, maybe 100 per second, something like this, and creates almost like continuous light. And because it's a light strobe, now think about it. Now we can combine it in one shot with our strobe lights in completely dark studio, of course, turning off modeling light, right? Because no light should be affecting the picture, no other light. And then, well, first, of course, the very first step is to balance strobe lights, because exposure will be long, right? 30 seconds, let's say. And aperture should be set with to get the desired depth of field, and you need to make sure that power level of the strobe will give you correct exposure. So let's do this. I'm going to turn on Broncolor Graphite A4 pack, right? And I have only one strobe, only one light here. This light with beauty dish. Basically, the idea is, you've seen on the previous shot, when we using light brush, there is no way we can use it to highlight the background, right? To create some nice gradients, because, well, it will be more like, I mean, it's hard to get evenly filled background with light brush, and it's much easier to use just a strobe light. Okay, so we're going to shoot something like this. One light. Let me turn on the modeling light so you'll see actually how it affects. Okay, you see it a little bit, right? It hits the background, but it doesn't hit, well, there is some reflected light on the chair, but it doesn't directly hit from the strobe. That's how I position it. It's a little bit behind. It's a little bit behind the subject. Okay? And now I'm going to shoot it with strobe. I'm changing the shutter speed to 200 of a second. F14 is what I had already set, so it plays nicely with that power settings, which is actually, I can tell you how much it is. It's 420 watts second now, and you see what we're getting. This shot is without any lights, right? It's kind of nice, but the subject is underexposed, and if you crop it a little bit, oops, the idea is to crop it, right? Because I don't have wide enough background. So when cropped, it looks interesting, but not good enough. And let's say we don't have much lights, right? We have only one strobe. What do we do? Or we don't have, well, imagine that we need to highlight our subject from different angles, and to do it with strobe you need to put all that lights. It may be 5-7 strobes all around with spotlights around this little chair. So it can be pretty expensive, especially if, well, you need to rent all the strobes. So let's try to turn off the light, set exposure to, sorry, the shutter speed to 30 seconds. Like I said, there is some glitch with this leaf back running more than 30 seconds. I don't know why, but turn off modeling light, and we'll try to shoot. I'm going to use this light to create some nice, let me show you 1 second. I'm going to use this light to create highlights, spot type of highlights. Let's say on this angle, on this corner and this corner, while adding edge light on all around. Okay, so it will be relatively low positioned light, which means I will have nice texture visible, and I have contours, the edges highlighted, and well, I can even highlight stuff like this if I would have more time, basically, because I want to shoot in I want to do this in one shot. Okay, no post-production other than a little bit cleaning or how we prepare image for web or for print or for whatever. And this is the beauty of it. Okay, so let me turn off the light and try to do this. Again, I'll be talking, you probably won't see anything, but this is what will happen. Okay? Okay. Studio is dark, right? This me with light. And I'm going to trigger shutter. Okay? I'm going to trigger shutter. And it will fire a flash, and then it will wait 30 seconds with open shutter, right? That's how it works. And I'm closing my eyes because after flash will fire on such darkness, I won't probably see anything for a few moments. So I'm closing my eyes and then running to a chair. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more on this corner and going all around here. And of course, it's better to count time than to talk, but well, I'm doing it for you guys, so you'll see better idea of how it may look like. It's a little bit raw technique yet, right? Because I just developing it, but I'm so eager to show it to you, so I'm doing it. Let me share my screen. And we'll see the next image. It will take 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds for the back to process the image, and I'm going to turn light while it's doing. And after it's done, it will beep and send the image into the computer. Okay, so you see the difference, right? Quite big difference, and we have some nice highlights. Again, I need to do it a little bit more carefully, probably without much talking, because I don't like this line. It's a little bit too visible, but you see the idea. You see the texture. I don't know if you see or not texture, but texture is great. It's all visible here, and we have that nice look, which would be really hard to do with just 2 or 3 strobes. It's possible, but it's hard. Okay, and that's what I did before with similar techniques. No, this not. This is the shot which I did with the light being a little bit on front of the subject, and kind of highlighted everything, and we have no texture here visible. It's just plain white. And if you switch here or here, we have pretty nice texture visible. Okay, so I got this Broncolor Light Brush on eBay. I paid about $160 for it all set. I'm not sure if they're making it. Probably it's already discontinued. But the things is, it's just amazing. It's amazing in terms of possibilities. Just because you can combine it with the strobes and have balanced color. Because you see, you can always combine with strobe your LED light. But how you can get balanced color? LED, well, you can probably find LED with exactly the same or very, very, very similar color temperature as your strobes. If you do, it's great. Go for it and it will basically do the same. But this is already a ready to be used solution. Okay? And now I'm going to always keep in mind that I have this device, and when I shoot something I can just add few more, maybe little one accents somewhere. Let's say I have strobes, I have stuff ready, and I'm getting nice shots. And then I said, okay, let's add some touch, you know, dodge and burn kind of thing. You know, dodge and burn technique in Photoshop, where we can enhance highlights and add shadows. I can do it with this thing right in the camera. I turn off lights, I set 30 seconds, 40 seconds, few minutes if needed, and if that guy will work, I will kind of figure out why it's not working. And then, after the strobe is fired, I can always add a little bit light with this again, and it may be really, really cool. Plus, just think about jewelry. You've seen how those crystals, big diamonds, look like when they on the well, on a shop, right? I mean, on a store under this several lights, LED lights, and you move around and you see all the sparkles, you know, from faucets. Imagine that you can do it with long exposure with your gun. And it will be my next tutorial probably, because I'm really, really interested to go that way. Okay, stay tuned and bye. That was Alex Koloskov for 40g.com.